This is the 8-day Rooted in Worthiness Activation, a sacred homecoming to whom you've always been, where you'll uncover the truth beneath the noise, reclaim your voice, and remember your worth. All right, we're here, day 1 of the Rooted in Worth Activation. Before we begin, I want to honor this moment that you chose yourself, and you showed up after my introduction video. I couldn't be happier and more excited at this moment. This is going to be a really powerful 8 days, a really sacred 8 days, and I'm right here with you, and I am so excited. So thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing you. That is powerful. That is sacred. Even if it feels messy, even if it feels uncertain, you made it here, and that's what matters. This is the work. This is the real work of returning home to your truth, of learning to give from overflow. Learning to give from overflow, not from empty hands and a broken heart. And I want to speak directly to that part of you right now. The part that's running on fumes. The part that's keeps showing up and doing everything for everyone. You know? You're holding it all together, the house, the job, the family, the emotions, the people. You're saying yes when you want to scream no. You're offering help before anyone even asks. You're exhausted. You're tired. I'll rest when things calm down. I just need to get through this week. How many weeks has that been? Oh gosh, I remember. Things are going to slow down after this situation. But the thing is that you just keep finding something else to sacrifice yourself for. It's not about getting through this week. The other thing we say is they need me. What do they do without me? What does that look like? But what about you? You know, you're smiling in rooms and you're crumbling inside. You're keeping the peace even when it's costing you yourself. You're managing everything while your own needs keep falling to the bottom of the list, if they even make the list at all. Maybe you've told yourself, this is just what I do. This is what love looks like. And if I stop doing this, everything's going to fall apart. If I stop, everything's going to fall apart. That's fear. Underneath that, underneath the productivity, the caretaking, the overgiving, there's a voice whispering, hey, what about me? And you know what? That voice matters. That voice is you, the real you, the one who's trying to perform for your worth. You know what? I lived there. I lived there for a long, long time. Most of my life. Most of my life, I thought I had to do more to be more. I thought love was something I had to earn. So I gave and gave, even when my soul was tired. I gave my time, my energy, my boundaries. I said yes when I meant no. I poured myself out and called it kindness. It's something that I learned at a very young age, and it was really a challenge to bring my awareness to. Because who am I without all of that? I really had to examine that. I come from a place where I was in foster homes, a broken home as a child in foster homes. And, maybe there was a foster home that I didn't liked and I really wanted to stay. And so I would overdo, it was a learned behavior of performing in order to feel worthy. And the funny thing is I just never felt that worthiness. So even when I was being accepted, I didn't feel that because I didn't feel it within myself. I always thought in the back of my mind, this isn't going to last, or, all my other fears that would play in that part of my life. And just like I shared in my introduction, this wound came roaring back recently when my mom got sick. I started showing up again and giving up everything. My time, my days off, my energy, my presence. And at first, it was love. It was real. But somewhere along the way, I stopped giving from my heart. And I started giving from my wound. This family member that I had tension with, that there's tension with, suddenly they're in charge and making the rules and setting the tone. And without even realizing it, I slipped into an old pattern. I wasn't showing up for my mom. I was performing. I was trying to be seen. I was trying to be chosen. Trying to finally feel like enough to this family member. And the moment that I realized I was performing, not just showing up, it cracked something open in me. Because deep down, I wasn't giving from love. I was giving to be validated. I was giving to be approved of. I was trying to prove my worth in someone else's story. I was trying to prove my worth in someone else's story. And I see that now. That kind of giving isn't love. It's not love at all. It's survival. It could be manipulation. It could be self-abandonment with a smile on your face. I had to get honest with myself again. I had to pause and ask, am I doing this from worth or from lack? Am I giving because I'm full or because I'm empty and trying to prove that I'm still lovable? And I'm sharing this because I'm not here because I've mastered it. I'm here because I'm walking it right beside you. This story, this pattern, it still shows up. But now I have the tools and the awareness and the choice. I have the choice. I know that I am the author of my own story. I know that we have to give from fullness and wholeness when we're giving, not from lack, not for survival. So here's your invitation for today. Where am I overgiving from lack, fear, or a need to be enough? Where have I abandoned myself in the name of being loved? And what would it feel like if I gave from overflow instead? You don't need to prove your love. You don't need to hustle for your worth. And you certainly don't need to be the one that always shows up, even if it's killing you. You're not here to perform. You're here to be seen as you are. To remember the version of you that doesn't need to earn love because you are love. You are love. So bringing this back, in these 8 days, you're gonna examine these wounds. And right now, today, if you could just be present in the moment and know what overflow looks like. What is overflow? What is wholeness? What does that even look like? Because when you give and you're doing good deeds and you're helping people, it doesn't exhaust you. And you don't expect anything in return. So take today and see where just notice. You don't have to change it right away because it's going to take a little while. It could take a little while. It could happen just like that too. It's totally up to you. I mean, when I figured out what was happening with what I was doing, I realized it and I stopped it immediately. I put the brakes on. But that's because I've already done this work and I realized what I was doing. I got caught up in the moment and I put the brakes on and I put up my boundaries and I made the decision. So that's the other thing, making a decision. Sometimes we make these choices and we think, oh, tomorrow. It's today, it's now. Now, you're here because it's now. And I just put the brakes on and I stopped. I stopped. And you know what? Eventually that person blocked me on the phone. So you see what I mean? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You know, that's if somebody reacts to you in that way, that's not you. That's their story. You know, that's her story. Did it bother me? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it bothered me for like a solid couple hours. I talked about it with my brother and we just, it's okay. That's her story. She has to learn her lessons as well, right? And that's okay. Because I know that it's not about me anymore. Ever. So I take my responsibilities. I've done what I needed to do. And, you know, now it's just about moving forward. Forgiveness. Because we're going to learn a little bit about forgiveness in here. It's a little piece. It's not a full day. Because forgiveness is going to have a whole other place on the community forum. All right, so today we're going to give from overflow. We're going to notice our patterns. There's some homework. Click on the link, do your homework. You know what, if you feel like, posting in the community, write down, day 1, overgiving, and you can put it in the comments or on the comments, and leave your thoughts if you wish to share. Let's get this community sharing with each other and getting to know each other and supporting each other, because that's what communities are for. So thank you so much for showing up today, and I will see you on the next video.